who knows who's under here? No more bunny business. That's the line we worked on. Do you guys like it?
We've been told that the mounted Border Patrol officers the president accused of whipping migrants have been notified they will not face criminal charges. So when is the president going to apologize to them?
There is a process and an investigation that's gone through the Department of Homeland Security. I don't have any update on that.
The president said that they were whipping people, which would be a criminal offense, and they've been told they're not going to be criminally charged.
And there was an investigation into that, and I'll let the Department of Homeland Security announce any conclusion of that investigation.
You accuse these officers of brutal and inappropriate measures. Now that they've been told they will not be criminally charged, will you apologize?
And Peter, there was an investigation into their behavior, so that investigation is playing out. Whenever it's going to be announced, the Department of Homeland Security will announce that, and I'm sure we'll have a comment on it after that.
In Florida, that it's a disappointing decision, and you say you continue to recommend that people wear masks. Why is it that we can sit here in the White House briefing room with no masks, but people can't sit in an airplane cabin with no masks?
Well, Peter, I'm not a doctor. You're not a doctor. That I'm aware of. If you're a doctor, I wasn't aware of that today, until today. Right. Okay, not a doctor. Just making sure. I don't know. And
nor do you play one on TV.
Nor does he play one on TV. There you go. Most days.
The sale of leases for drilling on public lands. How long do you think it will take for these new leases to actually start producing, and what impact do you think this may have on gas prices?
Well, let me first say that today's action, as you know, but for everybody, was the result of a court injunction that we continue to appeal, and it's not in line with the president's policy, which is to ban additional leasing. In terms of how long it will take to get up drilling because of the court action, I don't have any assessment on that from here. I would just note that we are going to continue to fight this court injunction that is forcing our hand in allowing this to.
On the oil leases, does the president see any secondary benefit to the fact that even though this is not his policy objective, that there could be some additional production that could help, given the fact that gas prices are high and there has been a push to have additional production because of the war in Ukraine, even though it's not his policy objective?
I can tell you from talking with him about this morning, he does not. He believes that, as he announced, and he remains committed to the ban he called for on the expansion of leasing on federal lands.
The president has promised to slash greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2030. Now you're having to expand production of fossil fuels when you promised to curtail them. Congress, as we know, has yet to act on many of your climate proposals.
And these leases are not in line with our policy or the president's view.
Policy or not, I mean, this is the situation that you're in.
It is, and we're going to continue. There's obviously we're going to continue to fight this legal action. We'll continue to fight for. One of the reasons that this was so troubling to him is because he is so committed to that objective as president, that we will continue to work with Congress to take actions, but he has also not hesitated to take actions himself through his own authorities to take actions to help our climate.
So, but are you still confident that goal is achievable?
We are continuing to pursue it, and we're going to continue to do everything we can to reach it.
Reporting that at least 23 people apprehended at the southern border in 2021 are on the terror watch list. Why do you guys think it is that somebody on a terror watch list would want to get into the United States undetected?
Well, I can't make an assessment of that, but what I can tell you is that your data you're citing here means the Border Patrol was doing their job. I mean, they apprehended people at the border.
2,000 illegal immigrants a day got away last month. Are you saying that you can say with certainty none of them are on a terror watch list?
Here's what we're talking about. Encounters we know and across the southern border, they're very uncommon. We're talking about a few dozen annual encounters at most, and these encounters represent significantly less than the 0.01% of total encounters per fiscal year in recent years.
So the president is not worried about holes in the southern border being exploited by people trying to come in and kill Americans.
He's grateful to the Border Patrol for doing their job and stopping these people and preventing them from getting into the country.
Troubling some Democrats, and that is, of course, the impending end of Title 42. Gary Peters, who chairs the Homeland Security Committee, another Democratic senator today suggesting he has doubts about ending Title 42, but notably a handful of Democrats who say they don't see a firm plan, they want more details, and the administration seems to be rushing into this with no sense of what the repercussions could be.
there is no question we have a broken immigration system. There's more we need to do. We've been saying that from the first day the president took office. So our issue here is let's move forward with the COVID funding. We're happy to have a discussion about the broken immigration system. We agree it's broken. Let's work together on addressing that.
Say that because there's this amendment to the
Well,
COVID
that's
plan that would put it.
I say that because that's the root issue here, isn't it? I mean, anyone who's raising concerns, they're tying it to the COVID funding.
Republicans are, but you got a handful of Democrats who aren't necessarily
I
supportive
understand
of
that, but we're also happy to work with anyone on immigration reform and any concerns they have.
But it sounds like the answer is, if you've got concerns, you Congress do something about it.
Well,
Here's what happens on May 25th once
the
Title
president
42
put
is gone.
forward a bill his first day in office.
A Times op-ed that Senator Warren wrote today, saying that Democrats need to deliver on more of their agenda in order to keep the majorities in Congress.
We love all of our children in the legislature around here. What I will say is that, we've talked a bit about steps to lower costs, which I know Senator Warren, of course, strongly supports as well, for childcare, for health.
With the premise that the administration and Democrats in Congress need to get more done in order to have a shot at the majority.
I would say I'm not going to make political predictions, but also what their vision is for the future, and we're proud of our vision. Oh, Kelly, coming with the fire today. I like it. Happy Tax Day to those who celebrate, which we hope is everyone in the room.
Bring back the money.
As part of Tax Day, we're highlighting the real difference between the president and congressional Republicans.